So how do you follow Todd Williams, who talks about poverty in such hopeful ways, right? And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the data that he's mining, for the way he's using it, for the hope that he gives us. It's really gratifying to see this many people on such a snowy, icy day here concerned about the future and the education of all of our children in the county. It's really an ambitious strategy, and I commend it heartily. So they've given me 5 minutes to talk about poverty in Dallas. That's probably a good thing because they know I'm an ex-preacher, so 5 minutes is about all you could stand. You're going to leave here today with data overload that'll be very helpful to you. And so I'm not going to give you that. I'm going to be easy to you. I'm not going to give you all the data. But I am going to talk to you about what I believe is a major, major problem and challenge facing all of our children in the county. I believe that the biggest obstacle, I'm not going to say we can't overcome it, but the biggest obstacle facing our children, all of our students, is the pervasive presence of poverty. It's the biggest obstacle, the biggest challenge, the biggest roadblock. And while it may not be destiny, it creates a surround in which children are forced to live, and they have to manage toxic stress in a way that affects their performance at school. So here's the deal. Poverty is our big challenge. And what we need to understand about it is that it has become pervasive in the county. Just as Todd would argue that hope is pervasive as well, poverty is also pervasive. 9 out of 10 students in DISD qualify for free and reduced lunches. In the county ISDs, it's 3 out of 4 of our kids. It's pervasive. Poverty is growing. Between 2000 and 2012, the city of Dallas grew by a modest 5%, while poverty among its population grew by 41%. This one data point triggered our mayor's sensitivity, and he called into being this poverty task force because he knew that while right now is really good for Dallas, we're on an unsustainable track. Poverty is growing. But even more, poverty is deepening. In that same time frame, 2000, 2012, we noted that the number of neighborhoods or census tracts that were dominated by poverty almost doubled. We started with 18 in 2000, and by 2012, there were 32 or 33 neighborhoods where poverty, intense concentrated poverty, was the reality of life for the people who live in those neighborhoods. We need a new kind of imagination when it comes to this problem. And one of the reasons I'm so excited about Commit is because I believe it begins to inform the possibilities or the outlines of a new imagination. What if our schools, especially in these neighborhoods of concentrated poverty, became different? What if they actually engaged families and neighborhoods as well as students? What if our schools became hubs of hope and where improvement could be made financially and in terms of skill set and in terms of relationships and in terms of spirituality and in terms of political engagement? What if school could become a safe harbor of hope for all of our families? I know that creates a nightmare of planning, a challenge of funding, but if we could open our imagination to a new way of doing school, to a new way of doing neighborhoods, I think we can make progress on this problem of poverty. We need a new imagination about how we regard one another. We need commitment in Dallas to the basics of love, respect, acceptance, camaraderie, and togetherness. And educating our kids brings us together in a way that nothing else does and gives us hope to achieve that new kind of imagination. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for dreaming, thank you for caring, and thank you for not giving up. We have a lot of work to do, but together we can get it done.